Hello everyone, how are y'all doing? My name is Trevon from freestudiotime.com, and if you don't know who I am, I help beginner audio engineers and recording artists turn their mixes into gold. Today I'm going to be showing you a very special plugin called NoiseGate. So let's get straight into it. So NoiseGate, the reason why I think this is such a game changer is because it removes the process of taking every single breath away from each vocal take throughout your vocal mix. In the past, I used to sit back for like 20-30 minutes sometimes just trying to take away each breath from my vocal, but NoiseGate gets that problem under control. So to help you understand what NoiseGate is a little bit better, think about an actual gate. We can tell this plugin or our gate to close in the parts where we don't want any sound or where there may be some background noise or anything at, and then while the actual audio signal is playing, we want the gate to be open. How we adjust those settings is down here. Our ratio, attack, hold, and release works very similarly to like a compressor. In this specific NoiseGate, I have the option to choose between a bunch of different bands over here, but since we're just working with just taking out the breaths from our vocals and not working on any instruments or anything of that nature, we're just gonna stick with one band. So the goal of using a NoiseGate is to get it to sound as natural as possible. That's kind of like the idea of just using software plugins in general inside of our digital audio workstation, especially when working with vocals. Because when using NoiseGate, if you have incorrect settings down here, it'll cut off certain parts of your vocals and it'll just make everything sound really bad. We're pretty much just taking out the spaces in your audio signal to ensure there is no background noises in the mix. And that's pretty much the only thing that we're using this NoiseGate for. So right here you see we have an open button and a close button. So what this does is allows you to set different loudness levels for when you want your gate to open and close depending on where your audio signal is at. So for instance, my audio signal may be playing around somewhere around 11.8 decibels or something like that. Yeah, so whenever I take a break in the audio signal or there's like any type of pause or anything like that, the audio signal will drop down, and what I can do right here with this close is catch those spaces with this. So let me just give you an example. So you see the majority of my audio signal was like somewhere up here. So whenever I took a break or a pause or anything like that, I was able to catch it down here with this close knob. But you don't necessarily need to use that, so I'm just gonna leave it up here like this. So I'm not really gonna explain ratio, attack, and release because it's the same thing as a compressor. Only thing I really want to talk about here is the hold. As you can see right here, it says hold delays gain reduction when closing the gate, and this is very useful for getting a natural sounding gate, because as soon as the gate closes, it's going to immediately start gain reduction and just taking out the background noise that we really don't need in this audio signal. So for instance, depending on the way I have my gate set up, it may be taking out the ends of my audio signal, and it may be taking out certain words that are very important in my mix. And how much ever I turn this hold knob up, I can actually prevent that from happening, and just like how I mentioned earlier, make this NoiseGate a lot more natural. So I just finished making the final adjustments on this NoiseGate. I have the open and close set to 32.7 decibels, left the ratio at 8. I have my attack set to 7.8, so it's not too fast when going from close to open. I have my hold set to 0.36, so I can give a little bit of time for all of my vocals to really get into the mix and not be cut off by the NoiseGate. In my release, I have a pretty fast release, so I can ensure, just like how I said earlier, I'm not getting any parts of my vocals cut out by this NoiseGate. Now in this specific song, I didn't necessarily need a NoiseGate that much because one, I'm rapping the whole entire time and I'm pretty much just filling up the beat, so it's not too many breaks in this beat. Instead of playing throughout the whole entire song, I'm just gonna play this one specific part so you can really hear what it's doing where there's a lot of breaks.
That's one for the man, and she's smoking under the canopy. And one day that bow down and just to call me your majesty. But until that day comes, I'm gonna execute and think masterfully. Let's make a cheers, let's make a cheers, let's make a toast for many more years, yeah. Doing the most, yeah. Let's make a cheers, let's make a toast for many more years. I'm doing the most, yeah. Grew up in the city, was surrounded by some bad things.
So let's play that part again, but without the NoiseGate.
Wanna say that I was one and never had such one for the man. And she smoking under the canopy and one dead up, bow down and just to call me your majesty. But until that day comes, I'ma execute and think masterfully. Let's make a cheers, let's make a cheers, let's make a toast for many more years, yeah. I'm doing the most, yeah. Let's make a cheers, let's make a toast for many more years. I'm doing the most, yeah. Grew up in the city.
But alright everyone, that is how I like to use noise gate on my vocals to avoid having to cut out every single breath throughout my audio takes. But alright everyone, if you're a beginner wondering how to get your vocals mixed inside FL Studio with only stock VST plugins, make sure you hit the link in my description so I can give you a detailed guide where I'll go over each specific plugin for you, which will help your future mixes exponentially. I hope you got a lot of value out of this video everyone. If you did, make sure to hit like and also make sure to hit subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next one.